oh, Jag's not there. No, I wasn't paying attention. I look so late and Jag's not.
Go ahead, do your thing, man. Hold on.
Yo, my apologies. And usually when I'm not ready, I'll just hit, you know what, let me stop the live. You know what I'm saying? But I guess we're just going to run with this, right? Okay, so let's just run with it. So peaceful greetings, Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here at Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. That's because, guys, I wasn't looking at the screens. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking we were all here. And I try not to do that. I try to make sure like we're all centered in front of the camera, but maybe this is great. This is one of those like blooper reel things. It was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just keep rolling. Right? So peace and greetings to you all. I'm Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, and I'm here with both my magnificent bros. It's just one is working on, he's learned the new invisibility. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Peace and love. Stay Corey Bay here in the Zoom room.
I am Tortoise Breathing. How are you today?
Yes. Bros, this is great. We're here, guys. Thank you for joining us. This is our 7 Hill Star 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. And one of our bros had asked us to send this his way. So let me share that out. But let me screen share real quick, right? Let me screen share real quick to show you guys what it is that you're here for today.
Oh, right? Yeah, send this to the people you love right now. Do that.
Yeah, share this out, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Because we're really just consistent. You know, just because we're consistent. That's why you want to hit that notification bell. We're very, very, very consistent. I don't know what was the last thing I was studying here. Okay, I was looking at the lunar mansions. That's what I was looking at. All right. So, okay, where is the calendar? Yeah, he looking like a man. All right, so we were watching Alex Borstein yesterday. Was that yesterday? I was like vegging out on Alex Borstein, old Mad TV clips. All right. So here we go, skidoski, right? So this is what we have here, guys. 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar, March Aries 2021 to February Pisces 2022. I'd like to welcome you all here to our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report with myself, Brother Corey Bey, and Brother Terrell Tamari Bey. And we are, guys, as you can see, what we're going over this cycle, we're here. And we're going to go over December 9th to December 15th, as you guys can see here. This is the month that mostly deals with Sagittarius. There's some things I want to point out to my bros. Please interact with me, bros, on this one. Because I want the people to see something and let me know, because I want y'all to correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so I know we're doing the 9th to the 15th, and last cycle when we did the 2nd to the 8th, I had mentioned the summer solstice happening on the 21st, as we can see there, right? Which means that, you know, the third day after the solstice, you know, because on the third day he rises, it's happening on the 24th, and I mentioned that. But you know, I want to also point something out too that was really revealed in this particular December calendar. And it's happened from the 3rd to the 11th. And it's the sunset times. Pay attention to every sunset time. From the 3rd to the 11th, what do you see?
Yeah, it's the same time.
It's so what does that, okay. So the lower the number is in minutes in sunset means the longer the nights are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't that mean during a winter solstice, right? Winter solstice is when the sun stands still and then the days begin to be longer again. Is that correct?
See.
Is that how we have been able to identify what we term winter solstice? So that means that from 1638 on the 3rd of December to 7:15 a.m. That's a pretty long day. I mean, that's a pretty long night. Indeed. You see that? See how the minutes is at 7:20. Like, look at the sunrise times. Look how late the sunrises go. Right? They're going pretty late. Those are some, see how the nights are getting long, sort of, but what I want you to pay attention to, right, is how long the nights are. The one thing that I'm pointing to is that even though the sunrise times are going to get later, but remember, the shortest, the longest night of the year is supposed to be winter solstice. That's supposed to be the longest night with the shortest day. Daytime's only like 9 hours and some change. But what I want to point out is, why are those sunsets so still? It's like a solstitial thing going on. It's not the sun standing. But I'm just pointing out that, you know, this is where you look for that 14-9 energy. In the summer, it's 14 hours or plus, 14 hours or more daylight with 9 hours or less or so, or 9 hours roughly nighttime. Where in the winter, it's reverse. You're getting about 14 and a half hours of night. All right. So correct me if I'm wrong, y'all.
And also, with just that wisdom that has been bestowed upon you, pay attention to the sun in these few degrees. Like, literally just look at it, because the way it looks, you know, there's this, you know, amplification, so to speak, happening with, you know, that standstill motion, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm just, it's a lot going on.
It's great when you see it, you know, too.
Yeah. All right, that's all I wanted to discuss, guys. 9th to the 15th is what we're going on here. I'm just looking at, like, yeah, it's sat at 1638 for a really long time. And from the 3rd to the 21st, I think it's like 19 days. And so what that kind of speaks to me is that this, I can kind of almost sense that 11-day difference in the Gregorian calendar to other calendars, when, you know, days went from, like, you know, September 1st to September 13th, you know what I'm saying? In one day, when Gregorian calendars are put together due to mathematics. And I'm starting to see those 11s and 19s kind of pop up in certain things. You know, just observing, but, you know, I'll go back to being quiet, though. I'm just saying, you know, even though those times, you know, for the nighttime is like, is it really? I don't know. I think we already had winter solstice. That's the point I'm making. I think we already had winter solstice. That's the point I'm making. But I'm gonna be quiet and just keep observing the time, the skies, and all that other stuff. But I think we already had winter solstice. But I'm gonna be quiet. That's why I asked my bros, correct me if I'm wrong. All right, let me yield the floor. This Thursday we have Brother Terrell Tamari Bey for Thursday and Tuesday. Did I get that right, or am I loud and wrong live right now? Thursday and Tuesday.
If you're wrong, I'm wrong.
No, Corey definitely has Thursday and Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Because Brother Corey did Saturday and Sunday and Wednesday last week. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so Thursday and Tuesday is Brother Corey, because I didn't send the text message this time like I normally did. So Brother Corey has Thursday and Tuesday. Brother Jag has Friday and Monday. I have Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. All righty. I think I have the most testimonies out of us all. But I'm just going to, however, we're going to get right through them, guys. All right. So I think that's the most long-winded I'm going to be, just pointing that out and paying attention to the calendar or whatever. So, and again, guys, we are giving our testimonies for the month for the month where the sun transits the fire sign Sagittarius, dealing with the Archer, the hunting centaur, ruled traditionally by Jupiter, anciently by the planet Jupiter. And on the 21st, as you can see, that the sun tropically ingresses the earth sign Capricorn, right? Dealing with the sea goat, right? Even though we couldn't get a mer goat, right? We couldn't put a tail fin on those hind legs to get the mer goat, the sea goat as they call, ruled anciently by the planet Saturn. So that's what we're going over, guys. Let me get on out of here. and stop the screen share. Thank you all for your patience on that introduction. We're going to get to my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased on this Thursday and Friday, brother Corey Bey and brothers Terrell, Tamari Bey. Let me go and get the screen share ready on this other side. 2 seconds. And boom, 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 screen share and go, right? And I think I got here, if I'm not mistaken, I got your sunrise. Boom. Is it not up? Yo, I don't have Sirius open? That's crazy. Hold on. I'm about to say, I don't have Sirius open? There we go. All righty. Let me minimize this real quick so the Zoom screens aren't in my way. All righty. There you go, Brother Corey, and I yield the floor. I'm going to set up your moon conjunct Jupiter.
Is it on me already? All righty.
Yes.
Let's go, go, go. As you can see, sunrise was at 7:19:35, or will be at 7:19 and 35 seconds on Thursday, December 9th, 2020. The first transit we'll be observing, and I'll be giving testimony to, will be, as brother said, the moon conjunct Jupiter.
Hold on. Time out.
Hold up. Wait. All right, jump into 2022.
I know, right? It's really weird. Really freaking weird. I don't know why it did that. Oh, okay. Because your first transit happens before sunrise. My apologies. Go right ahead.
Indeed. I see what happened. All right, yeah, so that's at 3:53 or 3:52 and 43 seconds in the AM, right? So that is before sunrise, as Brother Hasan pointed out. And the moon is conjunct or with Jupiter in the 4th house. Yeah, it's going down in the 4th house. You got the Jupiter and the moon hanging out at 26 degrees Aquarius, 35 minutes in the 4th, right? So let's see. An expansion.
You know what? You're not wrong because of the site of it. It's the 3rd because this is going on. It's the 3rd. Am I right? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. 12. Hold on. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3. You said it's in the 4th?
Yes.
I was loud and wrong. I yield.
Right.
I yield. Yeah, you were right, bro. You were on
good
point.
moods may increase here. So expansion and good moods, expansion and intuition, possibly. Expansion and good fortune. Good feelings lead to good fortune, right? And your good fortune may possibly have you feeling good about some things. So that mood increases as one expands their experience by expressing their intuitive psychic abilities, particularly at home, right? You may look to expand your horizons here, either from the house, maybe you potentially maybe even looking to move sometime soon, and you're kind of looking into that, you know, foreign relations with that Jupiterian energy, that expansion, and so yeah. Yeah, that's what we're rocking with for the 4th house at 3:52 and 43 in the AM. We're going to move along to the next transit, which will be the moon squaring Mars. So we're going from a moon conjunct Jupiter to a moon square Mars.
Take your time on this one. Gotta pick up this delivery. Take your time, though, bro.
That's productive. That's a very productive, transfer.
Yeah, y'all can ride on this one for a minute.
They're hilarious.
I'll be right back.
The moon is in Aquarius, 27 degrees, 13 minutes. And that's still in the 3rd. Yeah, that's in the 3rd house. And Mars is hanging out in the 1st then, in the square. Right, yep, 27 degrees, 13 minutes in the 1st house. So Mars is in Scorpio, which is interesting. and the moon is in Aquarius. So there's an active transformation right here. Well, let me see. Let me look at that. Oh, we're right on that.
That's definitely, it has to be constructive though. And some, so active,
active constructive transformation. I like constructive there too.
Yeah. You don't want to destroy, something, Yeah.
Well, we're still dealing with the astrological degree too, right here, right? The moon's at the astrological degree.
Indeed.
So, it's that activity and transformation, right? And it has the potential to be constructive or destructive. It all depends on how the being utilizes that energy. And there's a strong influence here of that astrological degree. So being astrologers, it's kind of privy to, or I would say wise to say or suggest that the astrology, or using the astrology as the foundation, right? The square, the four corners, using astrology as the foundation to make sure that it is a productive, constructive transformation as opposed to a destructive transformation. Yeah. But it all in the same, bro. As I say that, I see the Orbis, right? It's like as something ends, another thing begins,
Right.
A destruction might provide opportunity for construction.
True enough.
Yeah. So, and that's just, I'm glad we did that too, because I've been heavy recently as to just expressing how you can look at the square from multiple angles. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be just this, oh my God, it's going to be an obstacle, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
However, even in that statement, if we don't have problems, we don't have obstacles, we don't grow, right? So
exactly.
We face these challenges in order to evolve. So there might be some destruction, but it's an opportunity for construction from a foundational point of view. And it's very prudent to use your tools, such as astrology or whatever astrological degree, or to consult potentially some astrologers. You know what I'm saying? So that you can fare well through this transit.
Control your anger. Utilize it for construction, as he said before.
Oh, that's what it was too. Okay, so the moon's at an astrological degree, but Mars is on a degree with pertaining to like memories. So is it the astrological degrees or the astrology that assists with tuning or activating the intuit divine thought may kind of the divine thought may conflict with the memories of oneself or one's attachment to the ideas of oneself. You know what I'm saying? So that's potentially where that transformation may serve best, and knowing that, and then reflecting on your maybe stuck ideas, your polarized, that's what I'm looking for, your polarized ideas of or ideals of yourself that can benefit from that transformation.
Islam, bro. That's fire, yo. Because that Mars in the first house too. So that's dealing with some sort of, physical transformation in some form. You know what I mean? So shit, that can just be a good time to work out. Shit. Hit up Brother Core. For real. Word up. Islam, I yield.
Islam. All right. The moon goes void course at this transit and will be void, of course, for the next 4 hours, 54 minutes, and 18 seconds. And at that point in time, we'll be looking at 9:53:18. That's when the moon will ingress Pisces. And that will go down in the first house. It looks like we lost our digital navigator for the moment. Yeah. And he's
Ready.
back. Yeah, we can move on to the moon ingressing Pisces.
Yes. Are we good?
Indeed. Yeah, we're good. Indeed. So that goes down at 9:53:05 in the Baltimore territory. It goes down at 9:53:18 near the Wilmington, North Carolina corporate territory. So my testimony here is that spiritual sensitivity or sensitivity in general increases in intuition or intuitive aspects of the being. So much yin energy is activated or associated with this transit. And honor the moon or honor the yin or honor the mother or all of that energy principles when doing your breath practices, your spiritual practices, your pranayama, and your other grounding meditative practices that serve you in going east. And on that note, I shall yield the floor. This one. Brother Jack, yeah, there you go.
That's me. Here I am. I got it. All righty, mighty. What we got going on here? What day is it? It's the holy day. Yes. The 10th of December, 1441. This is Friday. Yeah, the holy day, right? What we got for the sunrise? 7:20. 7:20 for the sunrise. The sunset is the same as we have discovered here on this presentation here. What else have they told you such thing? Oh my God, it's such a mystery. Ooh, yes. So yes, the first aspect we'll be looking at here is the moon and Uranus, right? So the moon is going to sextile that Uranus. This is at 0600 and 22 minutes after 0600, right?
Hold on. I think I went too far. Hold on.
Oh, wait. That's the 10th. That's the 20th.
Hold on. 10th, right? There we go. 16, 6/21/54. Okay, I get.
That looks about right. Oh, that was 6/21. Yeah, 6/21. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
You, 6 seconds.
You already know they be rounding. They be
rounding. You know the seconds. Okay, so Pisces. Yes, the moon is in Pisces, as Brother Corey has just told you so. It's 11 degrees, 27 minutes. It is in the 3rd house, hanging out, right? Where we at, Uranus? You got to be in the 5th, or yeah, 11:27. Uranus is retrograde. Oh man, I don't even got my notes. I'm fucking yo. What's happening? We just freestyle like, oh yeah, freestyle Fridays. So this is just a great creative day, okay? So you may want to just really challenge yourself, as I always tell you. So do that and expand on those things. So here, emotional fluctuations or disturbances will help us comprehend the quote unquote unusual. So like Brother Corey was basically just saying, with uncovering some certain practices like breath work and or quote unquote spiritual work, which that is. I just said it, the first word. Literature will be great for this time. Getting into some concepts that you think or that are foreign to your let's say common sense thinking or your usual ways of trying to find things out, so to speak. Or just picking up some sort of literature that's unusual to you, so to speak. Getting into something different to help you, basically grasp the infinite, not, trying to basically put it in a box, but, just being able to realize reality and getting out of the fantasy, so to speak. So, yeah, connect to your genealogy and things of that sort. That's a good thing to do around these times. Talk to your elders, right? Yeah, ask questions about that. We can move on to the moon squaring the sun. So the moon is going to square the sun, 19 degrees, 26 minutes. The moon is in the 8th.
1913. That 26 is close, but that's 13, yeah.
Oh, okay, 1913. 19 degrees, 13 minutes. You got it. All righty. And the sun is doing the same thing. And we are squaring, right? So the sun or the moon is squaring the sun. The sun is in the 5th. Yes, where it likes to be. Say it again.
No, go ahead, do your thing.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's gonna be a little slight tension here, you know, maybe with let's say some things that may be expressed or that may want to be expressed. So, you know, it just may be best to again dive into those things that's quote unquote foreign to you. You know, just release those certain concepts that you are fixed to, like Brother Corey was basically telling you with his moon square Mars transit, right? Just really just constructively deal with that tension instead of, you know, letting the tension get you off your rocker, so to speak. You know what I mean? Just do creative things, create something rather than, you know, bickering. It's so useless. So yeah, you know, the oppositions and things of that sort are basically coming to the head, and it's, you know, so, you know, just deal with that accordingly. Right, and this is my last transit here. We're gonna move on to the moon conjunct Neptune. Right, they're both in Pisces. Right, this is 2250 that this transit happens. We got 20 degrees, 26 minutes. They're hanging out in the 7th. Yeah, so that secret opposition, like I said, with the previous transit, that's definitely coming to the forefront. But this is back to what Brother Corey said again, realizing or, you know, getting into the quote unquote spiritual practices, you know, and really developing and getting into those natural realities of life. And, you know, literally releasing the you know, fantasy, so to speak, you know, really connecting the metaphysical to the physical, unifying those concepts instead of living in one and neglecting the other, so to speak. That's that formality, right? So this is like a resolve or a clear mind, I would say. Definitely relative to who you're relating with as well, and how you relate with yourself too. It's a self-reflective thing. So like, yeah, just nourish yourself, like nourish your mind. You know, I always tell people to like remove the weeds from their garden, which is their mind, and, you know, plant the seeds that they would like to see grow instead. You know, it's simple. It's, you know, just like you would do with stuff that you grow in your garden physically, you know. So yeah.
If I may add your wisdom real quick, bro, just to add to, right, supplement, metaphysics, well, the law books are the holy books and the holy books are the law books, right? So metaphysics, per Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, metaphysics is the science of being, or the science pertaining to being, the science which deals with ultimate reality. So again, solidifying what bro just said, you know, dealing with real reality or ultimate reality, or using your spiritual or breath practices to step into that metaphysical reality. I yield.
Seriously. Islam. I yield the floor to you, Brother Hasan. Just on you.
Indeed. Islam, guys. We're moving right along. Thank you so much for Saturday, 11th December 2021. Ultimate reality. You know, it's funny that people, you know, that ultimate reality is something that cannot be sensed. Ultimate reality is something that cannot be observed with the eyes, the nose, the ears, touch or taste. It just can't be done. Because what you sense with those things are the illusion. Those are illusion sensors. Whereas ultimate reality actually happens within us. That's what the reality actually is. And so then a lot of people go, oh, well, that's not visible. I can't believe in that. And when someone says that they can't believe in something they can't see, they're telling you that they're in sense or material consciousness. They're not in spiritual consciousness. And we are here to reconcile the two and balance them. However, Brother Corey brings up a very valid point pertaining to what metaphysics really is. So it's one thing to hear something colloquially used in a circle or a neighborhood or a group. It's another thing to be prudent pertaining to the etymology in those terms. So yeah, so let's.
They're living without something, right, bro?
Say that again.
You said they're living without something. Is that correct? You live there.
Living. Yeah, that's sin.
Exactly. See, there we're on the same vibration.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's as simple as when I said sin and you said living without, do people make the connection that when they speak Moorish Latin or what's called Spanish, that the word for without means it's spelled S-I-N with an accent over the I.
And sinadia without day. Sin.
Yeah, sine is Latin for without. So sin and sine, which are both Latin foundationally, means without. Another term for without is west.
Westward. Go
Kanye
west,
without.
Man. Go west, man.
Yeah. Go without.
Go without, young mind.
And we're not saying that that without or the outside is not based in spirit and spirituality. Also, spirituality means the art pertaining to breath mastery. And that's really why we're here. We're here to learn to do breath mastery. And the fact that what we see in the material world, we must recognize that it comes from someone's inward contemplation, rumination into manifestation.
I challenge you. I challenge you, whoever you are watching, to consciously breathe 10 times throughout the day. Just do that.
Brother Jag, how do I consciously breathe? I don't.
How do you consciously breathe? Okay, so it's simple. It's two steps. So you inhale, right? And then you're gonna hold that inhale to the best of your ability. But you're gonna keep doing it because it's gonna get better the more you do it. Right? So you inhale and then you exhale. That's how you consciously breathe. So in through your nose, hold it. However long you can hold it. And then you can keep inhaling too. That helps. That's great too. And then just let it all out.
One variation of Brother Jag's technique that he's sharing that I actually do exercise, try to even, exercise around the house is tortoise breathing. Try to do 4 breathing cycles in 1 minute. So that means that your inhale is 7.5 seconds long, your exhale is 7.5 seconds long. So that means in 15 seconds, you should only breathe once. Inhale, exhale in 15 seconds. So every 15 seconds is an inhale, exhale. That's tortoise breathing because the tortoise breathes 4 cycles a minute, which is why they live 100+ years. So what Brother Jag is saying is real. Some people don't do the holding the breath portions. However, we did because that's how we learned actually when Brother Taj shared that particular one with the 5 seconds hold. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I think, the introductory. But yeah, and there's some people. In that autobiography of a yogi, they weren't eating for which mother was it? It was one of the divine mothers or whatever, or one of the mothers who ain't eat for 50 years. I don't think she ate from 1923 to 1973.
I didn't get there. I didn't get to that. I didn't get there yet. That's yeah.
I
But
think
you know,
chapter 45 in the autobiography of a yogi.
got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
But all right, so it's on me, right? This is great. That's a great way to start off Saturday. All right, 11th December 2021, right? I went here just so it could be, I guess, a little less busy. And then, we get to help bring people out of, mental bondage to sense consciousness. There's a shorter term for mental bondage to sense consciousness. What's that word? What's that word?
I think it started with an E. I don't know, really.
Egypt. Yeah, there we go. Egypt. So why not have a background of what people think, when they're, oh, yeah, man, I'm all Egyptian. Okay, you're all in mental bondage to sense consciousness. Cool. Ooh. Thank you for sharing your status. So, respectfully, sun rises at 7:21 and 14 seconds thereafter for Saturday, 11th December 2021. As you can see, the sun's conjunct the ascendant. There's maybe a little 1 minute difference there. Well, that's all. So my transit, I don't have to click previous first because my first transit is Luna Sextile Venus at 7:52. So let's just get through this. Luna, right? And Shukra. Where's Shukra? Okay. And I said that they are having a growth opportunity kind of aspect there, right? All righty, and that's what I have at 7:51 and 43. Guys, as you see, we have Luna, right? We have Luna in Pisces in the third house in the 28th lunar mansion. So Luna is in Pisces in the third house in the 28th lunar mansion at 25 degrees Pisces, 16 minutes. And then we have Venus in Capricorn in the first house in the 24th lunar mansion right here. So it's a partile. You guys can see every time we give you a transit, it's partile. Partile means that the both planets or points are at the same degree in minute. That's what partile means. Partile. So it's a partile sextile. All right. And it's happening in the first and third house, of course, or third and first house. And 28th mansion, 24th mansion, guys, 28th mansion, good for trade, planting, healing, and matrimony. Not good for, loaning or taking loans. Mediocre for travel. Partnerships begin here, start well, but end poorly. 24th lunar mansion, when you're talking about where Venus is dealing with the energy that's, good to take medicine, dispatching troops, employment, things of that nature. So when I kind of look at both the mansions or whatever and really see what's going on, it's just a really good time to heal. Using apothecary type energies. So now we have that mansion energy and finding the parallels between them because we see that the mansions are associated with this growth opportunity. So in a growth opportunity for healing and apothecary practices, maybe pick up a farmer's almanac, really dive into it to really see what's there. You guys will probably be surprised. Spend your $7.99 on a farmer's almanac. I guarantee you won't be disappointed, especially if you're really on this science. All righty. So we are actually having the means to be able to do our apothecary practices, going to the garden and using our own garden as our means for food medicine. All righty. So we are being able to find values at home and communicating those essential values to allow ourselves to be able to go even further in our breath descendant practices or our artful breath mastery practices. A short term for artful breath mastery practices is spirituality. All right. So never forget the term spirit doesn't mean something you can't see that's walking around you, even though it sort of kind of is. But spirit is breath. All righty. And what's funny is finite things can't comprehend infinite things. So when people say that the spirit is infinite, they're letting you know that breathing is an involuntary thing. Think about it. You don't really concentrate on your breathing.
Bro, can you say that one more time? Just one more.
Okay, so the reason why the spirit is infinite and finite minds cannot comprehend infinite things is because one thing that's not being comprehended is that breathing is an involuntary thing that's done infinitely, whether you're conscious of it or not. That's why breath mastery is most important, and taking or robbing someone of their breath mastery experience, it's probably usually called murder or slaying someone, and that's why it's not right. And it's not that it's not right based on a finger wagging, hit you over the head with a Bible kind of fashion, because that's not the way to share the Bible with you. There's a much more prudent and civilized way of sharing the Bible than what's actually out there. And I get it, because they have to control animals and slaves that call themselves citizens of the United States and stuff like that. And I'm not being mean. I'm just going to plant the seed right there. And if you don't like it, it's okay. Like I said, my first transit here is Luna, which deals with your emotions, Sextile, growth and opportunity, with Venus, which is values and how to relate those values. So allow yourself to grow from, hearing me. Hasan sounds like he's full of himself and self-centered. Thank you for sharing that, because here's an opportunity for you to take that emotion and find value in what's being said to you, because 9 times out of 10, I don't care what people think, because our mission is to share this good spell, right? This God spell, right? This good spell.
The
right?
gospel?
The gospel. Okay, so in continuing, my next transit is
Wisdom real quick. Can I add on
yeah, go right ahead, add to it.
Just a yogic key that came to mind, if you will, the yoking of the finite and the infinite, because the breath is infinite or aught. The body is finite or naught. The breath is the spirit which moves the flag, right? Which is the way you can witness the spirit moving in the physical. You have to see that infinite interact with the finite in order for that comprehension of it. So the breath being that which is the life force energy that we need to remain living or animate these physical bodies, if you will, these finite things, it being something that happens unconsciously. However, we can tap into it and work with the breath consciously, which is that which is spirituality, right? The breath practices. So the key that I'm getting to is that it is the infinite that we can begin to access and interact with the finite body, right? That starts to create that marriage. And that's why it's called spirituality, because it helps exercise that muscle and connect us with that what we truly are, which is the infinite. We're just housed in these finite or not physical body things. I yield.
Yeah, that's perfect. And the reason why that's perfect is because it's simple. And the more and more I study, the more I realize how simplicity has not been popularized in the way that it's in our homes, to make sure when we step out into society, that we are interacting with one another in an unsurprised fashion. That's why, when Shonda Rhimes did Bridgerton, I comprehended why they were making sure everybody in-house were ready and prepared to go out into society. Because government starts with family. That's the principle that's there. And so when it comes to breathing, when it comes to these things, even when we know that the only people that are going to comprehend what we're saying are those few that are actually on the path, and really want to work, hey man, I want to really make sure I'm concentrating on getting these things right, because I know at the end of the day, it's not about self-righteousness. It's about seeing what is true. And the reason why we give you guys, compulsory erudition, or the reason why erudition is compulsory here, so you can know the difference between mythology and truth, right? PDF page 54 out of 77, Big Ben Bay, right? That's the name of that page. So, and continuing, guys, right? So what I got here, right? Let's move right along, right? Do I have a little bit of Luna with the growth opportunity with Pluto? All righty. So we have the home planet and a transformation planet. Home transformation and some growth opportunity in between. Right? So we have Luna in the third house in Pisces in the 28th lunar mansion. All righty, still, right? In the third house. in Pisces in the 28th from the mansion. And in the first house, of course, still, because, you know, technically there's a conjunction happening with Venus and Pluto soon. So that's why this, like, Luna is just aspecting these two back to back, and it's basically in the same place. So that means not only are you going to be having this energy of making sure that you're, you know, having this opportunity to grow from your emotions and find values and other things so you can heal. Some medicine that may grow in your garden may not necessarily be your physical garden. The medicine may be a word that hits your mind. And as Brother, you know, Terrell had mentioned earlier, you know, pulling the weeds from your garden, which is error consciousness. Weeds is what he's saying. Weeds is error consciousness. If there's something in your consciousness and it's not clear and you're not clear about it and there's error to it, all righty, then this is a means for you to transform that. And the medicine, medi, means middle, sine means to see. So check the etymology for the word medicine. Medi, M-E-D-I, means middle. Cine, C-I-N-E, like cinema or Cinemax or cinematography, right? Deals with to see. So medicine means to see the middle or to see the balance. And that's why we're talking about metaphysics and ultimate reality, which cannot be seen with the physical eyes. So the reason you need a medi, M-E-D-I, middle, sine, to see, C-I-N-E, is because you are in S-I-N-E. So since you're without balance, which would be medicine with a S, that's you being without balance. In order for you to see the balance, you must replace the S and put the C, right? Because then it will be medicine that way. Dang, I didn't even never said it like that. Anyway, moving right along. I think I just had an unrelation within myself on live. Yeah, that's great. So along with this Pluto here, just happening just a few minutes after, all right, what we're going to see, what we're saying here is in referring back to the previous mansions, and I see that there's just harmony for us to be able to see that balance, see that middle. All the praise is due to balance. And we are, you know, here to, you know, balance our inner being and our outer being, as above, so below, as within, so without, and vice versa to those terms. So we're going to allow ourselves to really grow from the opportunity, allow ourselves to transform. Pluto deals with death too. And since, you know, my brother brought up, you know, breath mastery, that's what Jesus came to do. See, a lot of people get caught up in the cross and being nailed to it and him dying. But the whole it is finished in that story was one of many stories that's depicted in autobiography of a yogi, of people that are on the yogic path. Even if they go into Swamihood, which is cold renunciation to the materialistic life, Yeshua, as he's called, right? Yeshua ben Maryam, right? So Yeshua, son of Mary, right? The real key there was an example of someone conquering death, slaying the ego, killing their mind and materialism so that they can get to a point where they can allow the body to be under complete submission to their inner being and their intellect. So that was the whole depiction of your Jesus Christ, your Larry Mashas, your Baba G's, all of your Yogi Christs that walk the planet. And there are tons of Yogi Christs still walking the planet. And I'm not saying it because I think so. However, after study, I realized that my bros are yogis. You know, you can be a yogi without being a Swami. You know what I'm saying? But once you hit Swamihood, you're not doing anything that deals with the public trust or material consciousness. Whereas in yogi, you can follow a set of axioms and precepts to keep you on the path so that you don't get thrown off by the materialistic world and those that are under its Maya, under its illusion. So we can take this time to take these first two transits to really heal ourselves. However, the medicine is within. The medicine is in the middle. And in order to see the middle, like some people say, you know, to see God or to find God, you must concentrate on the end of the nose or the tip of the nose. When they were saying tip, right? When you think of a tip of an iceberg, where's usually, and I'm not being facetious, where's the tip of an iceberg usually when people think about it? Anybody there? What's the tip of an iceberg? No? No direction on where the tip is?
Where's the tip of the iceberg, bro?
No, I'm just saying where most people would expect it to be. It's not a trick question.
It's not a trick answer. I don't.
So what did you say?
No, I don't. I'm asking you, where is it?
Okay, if people was looking for a peak to a mountain, you see what I'm saying? Most people would, I guess, give the notion of looking up, right? So the tip of the nose wouldn't be the tip of the nose where that's, right in front of the nostrils. So if you look at your nose like a pyramid, that nose that was knocked off of the Sphinx. So if a nose is knocked off of the Sphinx, then that means that it's disconnected. Islam? No worry. No problems. Islam. Where was I at with that? Tip of the nose, Sphinx, right? Now think about it. The tip of the nose is not here. The tip of the nose is here. The tip of the nose is where the pineal sits. Now think about it. If where the pineal sits, that's the so-called third eye, and the third eye is disconnected from the nose. Those are the clues. So the pyramid on the back of the one note, even though I know we have other information on the Sphinx, I'm giving undulation here. Those are clues. The nose is not on the Sphinx, not because they're trying to hide that. Oh, they only want to see who the real people was. It has nothing to do with that. It's letting you know when you're in bondage to sense consciousness, you didn't care about the spirit life. You didn't care about breathing. Period. So the light that's ignited when the pyramid is connected, when the panopticon at the top of the pyramid, right, the all-seeing eye, right, is connected to the pyramid, that's ab antiquo instead of anuit coitus. Anuit coitus is he approved our undertaking, where ab antiquo is from ancient times, of old and ancient, all right? So what's from old and ancient? Breath mastery. Breath mastery is of old and ancient. So reconnect the eye to the pyramid by reconnecting the nose to the Sphinx. When you reconnect the eye to the pyramid and reconnect the nose to the Sphinx, then that means you're now engaging in comprehending the true benefits to breath mastery. That's the divine truth. The truth is who you are. And where you come from and what those cultures were. How did those cultures come to be? How did those cultures fall? They forgot to breathe. You will breathe again, breathe again. No, it's too early. Breathe again. No. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, anyway. So with the first two transits, all right, 751.43 and 756.15, Luna sextile Venus and Luna sextile Pluto. And of course, there, I have the next transit, probably them being conjunct after Luna square Mercury. Venus and Pluto are conjunct. What we're saying here is, guys, we have a means to really secure in our transformation the values necessary to grow. We really have that. If I could just put it simple, I know I said a lot, but I can do this in just a few words. Honestly, I can chop down really elaborate testimonies as all my bros can do in very few words. Next, we have Luna square Mercury. We didn't spend too much time on that. I know, guys, I said I really didn't want to go into much. However, Brother Corey bringing that wisdom to the table, it sparks something. Brother Jag saying what he says. And this is what we do on the phone, guys. It really does spark this thought. So I can't wait to look at this tomorrow as I'm going to do Brother Benjamin, Brother Sean's, thumbnail for the video for Intuition Monday and ours tonight and tomorrow. Just doing that. I told you guys, I go back and listen to things that we presented. as I'm, doing the graphic designs and stuff. And it's just like, you know what I mean? I already know that this is going to be one that, yeah, this one's for the books, right? All right, so Luna is in a quartile with Mercury, right? Let's hit that next button, right? Let's actually check that out. 10:33 and 2 seconds thereafter. And it looks like I have Luna in the second house in Pisces in the 28th Luna mansion. Mercury is in Sagittarius in the 11th house. So this is a second, boom, and 11th partile aspect, all righty? And it's quartile, right? So quartile means 90 degrees. Partile means it's at the same degree in minutes. All right, 2642 Sag, 2642 Pisces. Interestingly, though, Jupiter here at 2656 is ruling this because Mercury is, in Sagittarius. And so Jupiter's ruling over the 11th house, as well as Jupiter is ruling over the second house. So when it comes to actual expanding, see, this is self-expansion when it comes to your family values, family jewels, your immediate beauty and wealth and things like that. However, things that you gained in your travels abroad, right? So you guys may be finding yourselves getting some type of world affairs, because, like 11th house is, well, Sagittarius is Secretary of State. That's to me. The Sagittarius is Secretary of State. 9th house, Sagittarius, Jupiter, all deals with foreign affairs, right? So you guys could be dealing with gaining some valuable information and communication, as well as things that can secure your finances, because Moon is security, second house is finances. However, it's going to be dealing with making sure that you have what's necessary. And when I see a square like this with Mercury and the Moon, I know that when it comes to higher learning and religion and foreign affairs, that's all Sagittarius. When it comes to Pisces, Pisces is dealing with institutionalizing that which you learned dealing with religion and world affairs. So from the 9th to the 12th, from the 9th house, you sit here and you're getting this, and you're comprehending this higher learning. By the time you get to the 12th house, you should be able to institutionalize it and do a presentation in a way that it'll help others in their journey, for them to go around in the zodiac until they get to a 9th house situation. So we're going to find ways of really securing. We're going to have a way of overcoming our emotions through making sure we're comprehending that which we're studying. A lot of the let's fight the power and grab picket signs and march in the streets, we can kill a lot of that energy, provided we really take some erudition. I know people like, oh, Mercury in Sagittarius doesn't do great, but let's look at it for what it is. Mercury deals with communication and thinking. And there's just a means for you to communicate and think on some things that you may not be used to, may be foreign to you, may seem like it's abroad. However, it's something that you can do in a group activity and really gain from it. Despite the fact that, Mercury is really close to the sun, Jupiter here in the first being ruled by Saturn in this altruistic executive presidential position, it just goes to show that there's really a means and an opportunity to really learn not just how to budget your physical finances, but your spiritual finances also. Any of you brothers wanted to say something? I heard you about to say something, not you.
No, you good. You good.
All right,
yeah.
All right, Islam. All right, let's continue on the next one, right? We have that conjunction, that Venus-Pluto conjunction, right? So let's get Shukra. Shukra is Venus, all right? And let's grab Hades, right? Pluto, right? Isn't it funny how, just hear me out, Hades, Aries, right? Listen, because Mars rules both Scorpio and Aries, right? In Roman mythology, it's not called Mars. I'm sorry. In Greek mythology, it's called Ares. Aries, right? Ares. But Aries, which is Mars, is called Hades. I want y'all to really hear what I just said, please. Hades, Aries, Aries. It's the same fucking word. One just has an H in front of it. You know how you roll your R's? You hear a D in the roll. Aries. So what if you just didn't complete the role and said Hades? So now you have both Aries and Hades seeming like two different words, but really they're just two different enunciations of the same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know one is spelled Hades and the other one is Ares, because that's how it's spelled. I ain't say Aries. That's the sign. I'm talking about Mars. The planet Mars is called Ares, Ares, but it's called Hades when dealing with the underworld. Ares and Hades is the same word. Depends on how you pronounce it. Just want y'all to pay attention to that too, because things are homophonically hidden in front of you too if you're not paying attention.
Indeed. Metathesis again.
Islam. All right, continuing. So it's supposed to be a conjunction. Let me put that 0 there. All righty. So Shukra and Pluto, right? And this is actually happening at 11:28 and 19 seconds thereafter. We're actually having this conjunction between Shukra and Pluto. All right, it's going to happen in Capricorn in the 11th house in the 24th lunar mansion. Again, guys, 24th lunar mansion. Again, it's called the place, the town, and the city. And again, it's good for planting, making big purchases, right? And investments, not so well for employment, right? So I guess you could re-up here if you guys are doing anything, whether it, and what I mean by re-up, it's like, get yourself prepared to make your next few sales. If you're a publisher, print your books so that you can have books already printed instead of printing by the order. If you got food stuff, I get it why you got to do it by the order. However, that means then, get your finances prepared to, really smash at certain different times. I know in the food service industry, the peak times are lunch and dinner. So usually lunch is 10 to 2, dinner is 5 to 9. So in food industry, those are the peak periods. So if I was you guys dealing with Venus, because we're talking about Venus with Pluto. That's conjunction. Conjunction means with, and I'm with you, right? We're doing this together. I'm right here with you. So we're transforming our values here, guys. And not only are we transforming our values, but we're transforming our value structure, and we're finding a way that helps everybody. Because it's happening in the 11th house. So we're sitting here and transforming our value structure and hoping that it doesn't just help us, but we're changing our value structure for the overall community so it can benefit us. It's the proverbial aim for the stars and hit the sky. All righty. It's that thing so that you can actually be able to find the value in your community. You know how you can find value in your community you grew up in all your life is actually pay attention to the things that you thought were corny. Pay attention to the stuff you thought was corny, square, and geek. Go to that statue that you thought people was just pissing on and actually read it. Read that statue that everybody pisses on in your neighborhood. You think I'm joking. And it's funny that I said read this, find value. That's Venus, right? Pluto rules over the excretory system. That's why I said it. Because you'll find value in something that people probably piss and shit on. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. I don't really apologize because I'm being honest. Because you may find value in something because your social group doesn't find value because it doesn't revolve around punching a clock and cashing a paper thing called a paycheck. Since, you're going to go, hold on, man. Hey, y'all, did y'all read this about the Historical Society? I'm like, hey, man, I never knew that. Hold on. So is that why they called the building right there that? Because of this guy right here? So hold on. Is that why this street is called this? So hold on. So he was partners with this dude. So that's why the town called this? I'm telling you, that's how it's going to happen. Venus conjunct Pluto in the 11th house in Capricorn. Transform your value structure. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen collectively. You can collectively transform the value structure. Collectively, 11th house. Value structure, Venus, Capricorn. Transformation, Pluto. Transform your value structure. Pluto, Venus, conjunct in Capricorn. And do it collectively, 11th house. All right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3 more here. Okay, so Mercury sextile. Mercury sextile Jupiter. All right. Mercury sextile Jupiter. All right. That's happening at 14:24 and 5 seconds thereafter. And look, I have Mercury in Sagittarius in the 8th house in the 21st lunar mansion. Again, place, town, right? And I have Jupiter, alrighty, in Aquarius in the 11th house in the 26th lunar mansion. And that's the preceding spout of the first spout. Again, let's get a feel for the 21st lunar mansion again, guys. Building, good for building, planting, and making big purchases. So it's like, all right, we're investing here. All right, we're preparing to make something happen for ourselves. All right, the 20, and did I go over the 24th lunar mansion? Yeah, I did in the beginning, right? Making medicines and stuff. That's what I was saying with that Venus Pluto. So, all right, moving right on. When it comes to the preceding spout, 26th lunar mansion, good for employment, building, and journeys again. So there we go. We find a parallel there. So, okay, so let's have a growth opportunity again with the sextile. And let's build something. Let's grow something. But it's going to be difficult for matrimony and partnerships. So it's going to have to be a way that everybody is kind of in their own self-contained area. However, their self-contained portion helps. It's like, okay, let me give you an example of a collective situation, but every part of the collective situation had to be self-contained. All right. Mercury deals with the neighborhood, deals with the locals, right? So local neighborhood, right? Expansion is Jupiter. So an opportunity to grow and expand in the neighborhood or locally or amongst our peers, right? So an example of a local expansion is house building. That's a house building or construction, being a carpenter. You being a carpenter means you're a self-contained structure builder. Now, that doesn't mean you're a fucking plumber. That's another self-contained mastery. Whereas those doing the floors, that's another self-contained mastery. Who's doing the HVAC? Self-contained master. Who's doing electricity? Some other self-contained master. So each self-contained master allows the self-contained real estate agent to take that compilation, right? Because that's an album. A house is an album. It's a compilation album. There's a bunch of artists that sing their song. The electrician drops his music, you know what I mean? And then the plumber comes and brings his watery, sound to it. And then, the people that do the floors, they go and bang their woods, pause, with the hammers, you know what I mean? On boop, boop, you know what I'm saying? So it's a compilation album. And who sells that? Who's Sam Goody? Who's Spotify? But the real estate agent. Trying to get you to get an account. Hey man, you like this house? Well, sign up. Just you put your email and your password here, and then you can join the house account. All right. So how do we tie that in with what I'm saying here? Mercury sextile Jupiter. This is a way that we can allow ourselves to expand our thinking, grow from that. Are we seeing a theme here? Is there a theme? I'm seeing a theme. And the theme so far is expand your mind. I'm going to coin that for expand your mind is the theme for our delineations in total. All righty. So we want to make sure, say that again.
I can dig that.
Yeah, Islam. So let's make sure we find a way of communicating the things that we have gained in erudition or our higher learning. Practice doing this artful breathing so that we can bring service not only to ourselves, but it will make for us to find even deeper value in our higher learning, in our erudition. Sometimes people don't want to get into things and study stuff because it's like, oh, is this going to help me, have lights or a house longer over my head, a roof over my head, or clothes or food? Again, that's sense consciousness. you'll find yourself being able to get more of those things because you're going within seeking the kingdom pertaining to heaven, which is inside of you. And heaven is a mind state that only men create. Men create their own heavens and hells. Not Allah, not gods, not your Buddhas, even those things that you make up inside your head. They're not responsible for your heaven and hell. They're not responsible for your heaven and hell because that's what you're trying to put on them. So yeah, right. That story is, I ain't gonna front, bro. I didn't expect that story to do, but shout out to Civilitary. That post is just hilarious, right? Civilitary did great. At least on the post. I don't know if they generated the meme, but it was just spot on and it was perfect. Yeah, it really is. So let's continue. Maybe I'll share that before we go, since I can share it on the Instagram. All right, so let me continue because I don't want to hold this up. But this has been great. Thank y'all, because y'all charged me up. Brother Terrell and Brother Corey, y'all putting in y'all insight, because I told myself, I'm like, you know what, I ain't gonna go off on my tangents. When y'all said what y'all said, I said, oh, okay, all right, well, fuck it. I want to share too, because y'all done said everything I'm thinking. For real. All right, so in continuing, we're going to go from this Mercury and this Jupiter being sextile. Let's do this trine. We got 120 degrees between Luna and Mars. All right, so let me bring Luna on up here. Coming to the stage, Luna and Mars. Right? 120, right? Is the aspect there. All righty, so here we go. Transits, Baltimore, all rights reserved. Okay, so it's this right? 14? Yeah, 1440 is what it says there. This is going to be the moon void of course too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the moon void of course, guys, is going to be here for about 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 9 seconds to be exact, before it actually ingresses Aries, right? So if I'm not mistaken, this is actually taking place. We have Luna in Pisces in the 12th house in the 28th lunar mansion, in harmony with Mars in Scorpio in the 7th house in the 19th lunar mansion. 19th lunar mansions is good for sieges, litigation, journeys by land and planting trees, bad for partnerships, employment, and travel by sea. All right, so just to go a little further into that, this would just be a great time because I'm not a doom and gloom astrologer. So when I tell you what the mansions are good for, these are electional properties that I'm putting out there. And so that's what that is. So it's the electional properties. All right, so with that being said, I think it would just be really great for us to just be at home. And while we're home and securing these things, I think it would be really great to unveil some things that, if you realize that grandma and grandpa and great grandma used to say and do some things, or think about some things, or consider some things certain ways, probably look into those things. One, why did grandma say grow some things in the yard or do certain things other ways or whatever? I don't really know. You see what I'm saying? I'm not really sure, right? So any Hoosers, maybe you need to check into that. Why did, grandma, I don't know, take a little bit of turpentine with something else and put it in a spoon? We don't get worms now, do we? So why would I do? I don't know. You might find, something in that. I'm not saying go out and do that. I'm just saying that there may be some value in that. So we need to really find ways of not only finding values and uncovering things that maybe come from our ancestors or things that are on our breath mastery path, but it's also, you got to find a way to do this with your loved one. And those that are couples, all righty, if you find yourselves on different parts of the path, this transit is actually a really, really, really great opportunity. Again, let's find Luna here and let's find Mars here. All right, so Jupiter's ruling Luna, Mars is ruling itself, right? So Jupiter is here, kicking it in the 10th, in the 11th house. Saturn's ruling it from the 10th, right? So I'm really just looking at this as a means for, if there was any miscommunications between you and a loved one, this would be a really great time to unveil what your intentions really are. Really unveil what your intentions really are, so that there can be a joint financial situation. When I say joint financing, I mean in valuing one another. It's almost like, oh, dang, I can see what your value is, not from what you can do materialistically, but I see how you think. I find value in your perspectives, and in doing that with one another, in that's joint accounting, because you are both jointly being accountable for each other's thinking singularly, but together. Does that make sense? Did I make that make sense?
Indeed.
Islam. All right, moving right along. I think this is my last one, and I yield the floor. I have Luna ingressing after that 2 hour, 6 minute, and 9 second void, of course, after going trine with Mars. We have Luna ingressing. It's funny how it's trine Mars, then it enters a sign that Mars rules, Aries, right? So Luna is ingressing Aries, alrighty, and we have that actually happening, if I'm not mistaken, shown on 11th, 16:45 and 51 seconds thereafter, right? So moving forward, this here, guys, I love this. 0 degrees Aries, man. Aries and Taurus and Gemini. I'm telling you, if you really want your babies to kind of express some great qualities and you really want to do some awesome planning, mothers, I mean, you'll always get pregnant if you use the moon phase in your chart. Whatever your moon phase is, find that moon phase in the sky. You'll always be with child. However, plan it in a way whereas if you want a Aries, Taurus, Gemini, or Cancer, you're going to have to bump and grind the sign that's trine from there. So if you want an Aries, then bump and grind on Leo. You know, you want a Taurus? Virgo's when you choose to start practicing. You want a Gemini? Libra. Oh, you said you want a Cancer? Scorpio. You know, and most Cancers were all conceived on Scorpio. Seriously. In the Farmer's Almanac, the best time to breed your animals is when the moon is in Scorpio. Like, they'll let you even know when to set your eggs. You know, it takes a chicken 21 days to hatch. So they want chickens when that hatch with the moon either in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The reason why you want the moon to be in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces when setting eggs under hens is because the chickens that will hatch will be stronger and healthier. But it has to be a waxing moon. I mean, it has to be a moon growing. So not only does the moon have to be in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, the moon has to be increasing in light. So those Scorpios out there, those Scorpio moons out there that was ready to hang themselves and end their life because they have a Scorpio moon, don't do it. Because if that Scorpio moon, first of all, it's not a bad place for Scorpio. You know, some astrologers will tell you some of the worst place for the moon is Capricorn. That's how they see it. But when it comes to Scorpio and it's actually increasing in light, the moon's increasing in light, that speaks to a strong constitution. So you could have a moon in Scorpio, sun in, I don't know, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. As long as that moon is in Scorpio, but it's increasing in light, which means it's right before a full moon, 9 times out of 10, you're somebody who can heal quickly. Not only heal quickly, but you're kind of strong too. Probably have a strength. You ever seen somebody that's like they 5 feet tall, but they can almost carry their weight? It's like, how does he do that? He's like a human ant. But anyway, Ant-Man. Anyway, so in continuing, Aries is just so beautiful. A 0 degrees Aries, a positive nature that creates its own destiny. It's the first lunar mansion cusp. It's a so-called critical degree. Now, the first lunar mansion is the budding, right? Budding, right? Like headbutt, gore. Another term for headbutting is called gore, G-O-R-E. So to headbutt somebody is to gore someone, right? G-O-R-E. So this is also good for taking medicine, beginning journeys, purchase livestock, create discord between individuals, and imprisonment. So some people will use lunar mansions to try to do things like that. That's why I don't get into the doom and gloom stuff. Not so good for matrimony partnerships, of the foundation pertaining to a meaningful friendship or alliance due to manipulation. So it's not really good to really start things like that. This is kind of a, focus on yourself kind of thing. Bring some great things out for yourself, right? So, heal oneself, take what you need to feel good about yourself, and do what you need to do to thrive and get your resources that's necessary, all right? And with that, I think I'm yielding the floor, and I'm going to do this sunrise for the 12th December. That's a very special day, 12th December. But I'm not yielding the floor. That's still me.
You're yielding to yourself.
Yeah. So I, Brother Hasan, yield to Brother Hasan. Thank you, Brother Hasan. I appreciate that. Okay, so here I go. That's Sun conjunct the ascendant. All righty, what's next for that? We got that at the 12th at 7:22, right? 0722 minutes thereafter. Hey, toot toot. 0722 minutes thereafter. All right, and what we have there after that, actually before that, so let me get this previous button clicked. Previous. And we have Sol squaring Neptune, right? We have Sol quartile Neptune, right? Now, what we have here with Sol quartile Neptune, and I just have two aspects here, so let's just knock it out. All right, so Sol is quartile Neptune. We have the sun in the Sagittarius in the 3rd house in the 21st lunar mansion. All righty, sun. All righty. And we also have Neptune. Still in Pisces, guys, because it moves pretty slow, right? It's a slower moving planet, right? And it's in the 6th house, all right? In the 28th lunar mansion, all right? So again, we have a 3rd house, 6th house. So this is, houses that have mercurial energy dealing with communication, thinking, health, service. So there's some energy there, considering the mansions, the 21st and 28th lunar mansions, right? So we're dealing with, 21st and 28th energies. Again, just like what we were dealing with when the moon was squaring Mercury. All right. So we already know it's just good for building, planting, and making purchases in 28th lunar mansion. Really, at the end of the day, 28th lunar mansion is just really good for trade, planting, healing, and matrimony, right? So let's just do the planting. Let's just take that there, see what we can do in tending to our gardens. It's winter time. Best thing about winter time is that the sun, even though it's only up for 9 hours, is angled at a way when you have plants in the south part of your home, if there's windows there, you can really take advantage of a bit of a greenhouse effect for about 6 of those hours. In continuing, after that we have Luna. Pardon me. My testimony, my brief testimony. I bear testimony saying that we're to be creative with our breathing exercise. So it's great that Brother Jag gave you one means to breath exercise, but the core, as you guys will see later on in the description, or you can check our videos previous. In the description, you'll see Brother Corey's introductory to breath mastery. That's what I'm gonna call it. But it's introductory to meditative breathing. We're going to be creative with that and making sure that we're comfortable with servicing ourselves with the things that we reveal to ourselves. You ever been so sure of something within inside yourself, but you was really looking for someone else to co-sign it and say it was okay for you to move forward with? That's fine. You don't really have to look for that outside of yourself, actually. You can actually institute the things that are in your heart. You can overcome these obstacles of instituting the things that you've learned within your heart. You can overcome these things. All you need to do is plant the right thought. The right thoughts in planting, since this is good for planting based on the mansions, 21st and 28th lunar mansion, the good thoughts to plant is to make sure that you are or find those beings that are doing what you are seeking to do. It's going to be real hard to have this new consciousness and then try to bring it around people that are not even on it, but you're so used to them because you grew up with them or y'all usually hang out or whatever, but you're going through a change. And in this transformation that you're going through in your values, it's going to bring you to this transit where you're going to want to overcome the obstacles of instituting these new things from your breath mastery practices in your heart, in the center of your being. Last but not least, we have Luna sextile. We have Luna sextile, and that was Sol squaring Neptune. Now we have Luna sextile Saturn, right? Hold on. Let me make sure I got this correct. Boop. Boop. Did I do that? I did it. 11:49 and 57 seconds. I'm sorry, 37 seconds. 1100 hours, 49 minutes, 37 seconds thereafter. And here we have Luna in Aries in the first house in the first lunar mansion. 4111. Aries and Luna in Aries in the first house in the first lunar mansion. Interessante. And that has this growth opportunity aspect. That's a sextile with Shani, right? Saturn. Saturn is there in Aquarius in 12th house in the 25th lunar mansion. And again, 25th lunar mansion is good for fights, taking revenge on enemies. But that's why I don't like sharing certain mansions, but it's all good. Because the enemy that you have to like take siege on and fight and get revenge on is lower self. All righty. And so it's good for safety and travel, but causes delays. It's good for fortifying buildings. It's not so good for matrimony, planting partnerships, purchasing animals, or employment. So in other words, you don't want to really get into major purchases for things like that. This is more of a cleanup, take inventory, make sure there are no loose ends, cross T's, dot I's type of transit. As far as that mansion is concerned with the 25th lunar mansion. First lunar mansion, of course, like I said, is dealing with the budding. So you have the budding and the luck of the tense. Alrighty, so budding and the luck of the tense. A growth opportunity with these energies will allow one to really secure the opportunity in sharing those breath mastery practices within self to be able to be active in bringing about a balanced sight. Medicine, right? Medicine, right? Medicine. So with that, I would say let's just make sure that we can actively gain for ourselves from shared breath practices, a means for us to just grow and have this opportunity to just conquer a lower self. We're going to fight, take something under siege, take revenge on something. It would be best to take revenge on those phases of consciousness called thoughts. Thoughts are phases of your consciousness, like moon goes through phases, so through your thoughts. And so it would be best to go back and be able to slay those Goliath eras. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, to Monday, that is Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Islam.
All right. So 13th of December, 1441. Right. The sunrise on this day is a 1 minute difference, right? 0723 minutes. And we have the same sunset aura, right? As we can see, or as we discovered earlier. The first planetary motion we'll be looking at here is Mars going into Sagittarius.
Pardon me.
You're fine, right? So that's very productive. Again, as said earlier, connect to those things that seems foreign, right? Definitely that ability to connect to the root of things, so to speak. So just like how we're basically, clarifying certain concepts that have been, placed upon us throughout our, living days, so to speak. So yeah, like I said, getting to the root of things will definitely help eradicate and release certain, those dogmatic, hindering mental processes. That's basically that mental prison that people basically are living in based off misconception. so to speak. So again, getting to that root of reality, like Brother Corey was telling you early, what is the ultimate reality, which is, yourself and the metaphysics. So just examine oneself thoroughly. Be cautious. You don't want to burn yourself out here. So just be cautious and take your time with these this wisdom that is bestowed upon you throughout these few cycles to come, right? And we're going to move on to 1103. The sun is going to trine the moon because the moon is now in Aries, right? Yes.
Oh, choo choo.
Right. They're both at 21 degrees, 51 minutes, right? That's the sun and the moon. Sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Aries, as I just said. What we got? The sun is in the 10th, right? And the moon is in the 2nd. Yeah, so that's that just this is an increasing energy. Everything is increasing in all forms, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, so on and so forth. However, again, you don't want to burn out. You don't want to overextend the things that you've just, basically inherited, so to speak, or have been gifted, so to speak. So just be very mindful with your resources, because I don't know, maybe someone's on a trip, you may be going on a trip, or you may be going to some, maybe going back to some sort of childhood thing too, possibly. However, if you're going on a trip or anything pertaining to, going outside of oneself. So that's like, cruise, maybe again, going to another country, so to speak. Just be mindful and be open to, different things you're not accustomed to, right? So, don't overdo it though, right? Just be mindful. Be open again to the wisdom that is being bombarded on you, within these different vicinities or this different area that you are traveling to, so to speak. And that could just be mental too. You may have just go somewhere different mentally, just open yourself up to that difference or that unusual, quote unquote, concept, right? So just open yourself up, be open. Moving on, Mercury is going to go into Capricorn, right, at 12:52. And that's very relative to what I just said with that Mercury going into Capricorn, because it's just, again, it's more of like a reality check with Mercury going into Capricorn, I would say. It's in the 9th too, right? Yeah, so that wisdom is just, it's there. It's really just open. It's an open source. So that's that the connection to the universe, so to speak. That's that reality that's being open, or that portal that's being opened, so to speak, with that Mercury going into Capricorn, because you're able to connect to the universe, so to speak. What really is, again, practical in reality, and not, that fantasy type living that's trying to be constructed to get people away from nature and the natural things of life. So, excuse me. Just take action, right? Know about your ancient foremothers and forefathers, really. Like, get into those concepts or those ways of life that helps humanity, rather than just talking about, I don't know. I don't even want to say it, but just talking about things that really doesn't help us as a collective unit, So that's that, right? So coming back to reality, this is a reality check with Mercury and Capricorn. you know, this is a lot of people can be discovering Prophet Noble Draw with this Mercury and Capricorn too. Maybe getting the circle 7 in their hands for the first time, and it's more than likely going to do what it's supposed to do. Uplift all of humanity, right? We're going to move on to 1800, right? The moon is going to square Pluto. That the moon is, it's hugging that John. Ooh, couple minutes, like, hey. Yeah, so it's in the 10th. Yes. Okay. And the Pluto is in the 7th, right? 10th house, 7th house. Yeah, this aspect is very interesting because I know for the past few cycles I've been talking about like things being exposed and stuff like that. But that Venus, that Pluto and that Venus, Capricorn, and that just came off that conjunction, and then that moon in Aries squaring that in 10th. You know, that's just that women are really coming to the clarities of pretty much what needs to be done. And that may not just be based in women. It could be emotional fluctuation or an emotional response that you may have, right? And it may be sort of uncomfortable because it may pertain to someone you, let's say, quote unquote, trust, right? So something needs to be reconciled at this moment, really, because that Pluto and that Venus, man, squaring that moon in 10th, it's like, you know, someone's, that shady shit it's like, you gotta cut it out, yo. That's just pretty much coming out for, you know, the people who are doing that. You know, that's tough, you know. So I would tell you guys who are doing that, you might want to pack your bags and get out of shop, get out of Dodge. But other than that, this would be a good time to let's say you know, really do something with mom. I don't know, get your mother out her comfort zone, so to speak, or that woman that you're really, really connected to. Or again, it may be a self date. Go do something for yourself. Like bring yourself that you know, that beauty to your life that you deserve, so to speak.
May I ask you?
Go ahead,
because you inspired that 7th house, 10th is 4th from 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interestingly, transform others home.
Mm-hmm.
So when you was like, go and do something or do something with your mom, as soon as you said that, I was like, wow, that's like helping mom clean the house type stuff. Like,
yeah.
That is that, yo. Like
get her out the house type word. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Definitely. That could definitely be a phone call from moms or grandma. You know, the elders, so to speak. But yeah. What I got? I didn't hear it.
Was that next? I already hit the next one. I didn't know if that's where I thought you was about to go, to the Venus.
Yeah, that's this is a contract thing. Get those contracts in order too for that last transit. Moon square Pluto in the 7th. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Review those contracts, verbal and actual. Verbal and mental.
Mental.
What we got? We got that. Okay, so now it's squaring Venus. Yeah. Venus is still in the 7th.
Oh, did I just mess that up? Hold on, bro. I made a mistake and hit the button by mistake.
You good. Venus in the 7th. The moon was still in the 10th. So sort of still dealing with that energy. You know, things coming out, and that's good too. It's just best for everyone to know who they're dealing with or not. And that can, again, it may not be as external as I am conveying the message. It could be internal as well. There may be something like Brother Hasan was telling you earlier, like instead of thinking it as an enemy outside of you, outside of yourself, just think about that that internal lower self energy that you can eradicate or deal with. So you can stop looking to point the finger all the time just when somebody does some shit that, you know, isn't relative to your constitution. Okay, just move on. You know, that's just how that goes. That's simple. That's the simple way of, you know, handling that, I would say. Right? So, yeah, moon in the 10th, Venus in the 7th. And they're squared up. So, yeah, this is, what? Slow down. Observe. You know, just take your time. Again, maybe a good time to get out, you know, maybe. But this is a good time to be mindful with your resources, though. So if you do go out, you know, maybe just don't overspend, right? Just be more cautious, but go out to enjoy yourself, or you know, maybe just go to some place that you really don't have to exchange your resources. Maybe like just get creative. The things that you may have at home, utilize those things and create something, you know, something of that sort. Maybe call your friends over for a game night or something like that. You know,
Game night.
get some type of shit. Actually, you should just go look at the moon at this time. Wait, what time is it? Oh no, it's
No.
Oh well, yeah. Well, yeah.
It's not a bad time.
Actually, yeah.
That's not a bad time.
You'll be able to see Jupiter too. Yeah, you know, just go do something different. Like go outside and observe life. Just touch the ground. What's that? Like
Even though Venus is even in star, yes, I think 2 hours before that, even right at sunset, you should be able to see Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and the moon with no problem.
Yeah,
no problem at all.
I agree. What's that? That would be what we got? 1902. Yes, a 5. Yeah.
So what we need to do is go back to when Luna was conjunct these areas, or when, you know, because where are we now, right?
What was that? What was that?
That was the
1800. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking about that.
So like today, right? Check it out. Today, right? Luna's in Aquarius, like tonight while we're doing this. So we were to look at a chart now and see where these planets, I'm pretty sure we look in the south sky and it's not cloudy. We should be able to see Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and the moon all in a row with no problem.
Indeed.
But go ahead. I yield, bro. It's not.
Indeed. So yeah, you know, connect to life, connect to nature, get outside. Express yourself, you know. We can move on. I think this is my last one, right? Is this my last one?
And Brother Corey got it.
What I got? Oh yeah, so the moon's gonna try Jupiter, right? That's it?
Yes. Sextile.
Oh, okay, yeah, sextile. All right. 2152, moon sextiles Jupiter. So the moon has moved to the 9th house. And Jupiter is in that 6th. It's hugging that 7th. Oh no, well, yeah.
No, you're correct. Yeah, you're exactly correct. It's in the 6th.
9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes. All right, so yeah, this is mom again though. So you know, if you did go to your mother's, you guys may have a very productive conversation pertaining to, you know, maybe that change of lifestyle that has been, you know, observed from her or you from her. Like you may see a adjustment within your mother's way of life, or she's seeing it in you, and this may be a good time for you to help her you know, connect to that reality, so to speak. Or again, it can just be someone very close to you. It may not just be your mother. It may be could be a good friend. It could be a lot of people, actually, since it's the moon, you know, which is the people, so to speak, and then it's in the 9th. And then, you know, Jupiter's also on the 6th. So that's kind of like, could be a kind of a little kickback or something, maybe. A little chill back thing going on. Yeah, so what I got? What did I put here? Oh, water got on it. That's horrible. Oh, yeah, this is great to like go to that, I don't know, that restaurant that you always pass and you wanted to try it, you should try it. Because it'll probably really excite you. You know, go do it with a friend maybe too. Or that arcade that you always pass. I don't know, it's something that you may overlook, like Brother Hasan was saying earlier, within your community. And it's a good time to really connect to it so you can see and, I don't know, connect more to your local, community, so to speak. Because that moon's in the 9th, so it's like you're really able to expand on, you know, what has sort of been blinded, which is the opposite of the 9th, because, you know, so to speak, right now, Libra too. That's interesting. Yeah, so yeah, that arcade, that disco store, the Buddha store, City of Buddha, I don't know, whatever, but just try it out. Get into something different, do something unique, you know, surprise yourself. This is the last moon's aspect to 2152, 0300, 11, 5 hours. So the moon goes void for 5 hours and 19 minutes. Right? So yeah, if you're gonna do any of those things I just said, go ahead. Oh yeah, it's fine. If you're gonna do anything pertaining to what I just said, like going out, doing anything extravagant or different, probably do it a few hours prior to 2152. You know, maybe go out around those squares are interesting though. Yeah, I don't know, go out around the 1800 hour or the 1500 hour maybe. You know, just challenge yourself. Be open to challenges because it will help you expand. This will be a very expansive day. This moon day here. Very. Or hit up Brother Corey too for some some yoga tips or something like that. That'll be great too. Some sort of exercise workout plan. That'll be great.
The beauty about going to Brother Corey for working out or yoga, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, he incorporates when his clients ask or they want some really detailed, you know what I mean, results, he'll get into their constitution. So there's not too many personal trainers or yoga instructors that will also correctly and accurately do your astrology so that now your workout regimen, your nutritional regimen, your whole health regimen is now suited to fit your constitution based on where the planets were when you were born. And that's what, when Brother Corey shared that with me privately, I still thought it was a really great idea. So, if you want to go, hey, man, I was sharing that shit publicly, it is an opportunity to correct me now. However, I will say that that's what you get when you go to Brother Corey. You're not just getting a workout and yoga and CMOS and a nutritional plan, with other loved ones that he works together with that give these things for you guys nutritionally. That's why it appears to you guys he's so serious, but bro is really very caring about you guys' health. So he also has, along with that, anybody can sell CMOS, personal training, do yoga, but it's different when you have somebody who comprehends your constitution. Indeed. And then they can tailor make your regimen for your health. That's not happening anywhere else.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
That's not happening anywhere else.
That's a steal, yo.
So you can holler at Brother Corey for sure, because what you're doing is you're allowing him to not just prove what he can do, but that only makes him stronger the more you come to him.
Indeed.
That's all of us. The more you come to us, we're not going to get worse. Okay? We're not going to get worse. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to yield the floor. Islam.
I yield to you, Brother Koi.
Islam. Thank you, bros. We're going to move on to Tuesday. That'll be December 14th. Sunrise was at 7:23 and 27 seconds in the AM. The first transit we'll be observing is before sunrise once again. This will be at 3:11, right? And that will be the moon ingressing Taurus. Well, is that 3:11 exactly? Let's see, 3:10 and 53 seconds. All right.
33. You're good.
33.
That's because that blue is so freaking close to that right there. But I was giving people an opportunity to see that we do art charts also. But go ahead.
Indeed. So 3:10 and 33 seconds in that AM, we're observing the moon ingressing Taurus. So it's going to be bright and early at the exact ingress. However, this energy will still be viable during the day. And I would suggest you go out on earth, go ground. Once again, tapping into your breathing, your breath practice, or spiritual practices, ground and balance energy with this transit, providing actually potential to provide some beautiful and bountiful insights. So yeah, do your practices, do your breath work, and ground. Let your feet touch the earth. You know what I mean? So it's a good vibration for that. It will serve you well since this ingress is going down in the 6th house. Right? So it'll serve you and likely serve the planet, as we are all really divinely connected. So heal yourself is to help heal the planet. So let's get to work, people. You know what I mean?
Oh God. So simple.
Yeah, it could be over by breakfast, right? But
Man. The unity of life, brother. The unity of life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to move right along. It's still before sunrise, right? 5:19 a.m. or what's the exact here? 5:19 and 30. Is that an even 30? Yeah.
Yep, that's an even 30.
Excuse me.
Something brighter here.
We're bearing witness to the moon trine Mercury, or 120 degrees from Mercurius, right? Mercury is in Capricorn in the 2nd house, 1 degree Capricorn, 5 minutes. And the moon is in Taurus in the 5th house, 1 degree Taurus, 5 minutes. So, one's feelings, one's intuition, and there's harmony between intuition and thought, right? With intuition, there's harmony with intuition and thought, intuition and communication. Therefore, creative thought that one possesses during this energy actually kind of feels somewhat magical, right? So that harmony might be supporting you in activating or exercising your quote unquote psychic abilities. And this harmony or alignment feels like I said, the word magical, because of the way it all comes together in such a harmonious way. I really can't find a better word than harmony. And you'll find a lot of value and beauty in identifying this structure, right? Identifying this trinity. So I actually, like, my intuition really tells me that, once you this will be an opportunity that once you do find that harmony, it's something that sticks because of that Mercury and Capricorn. It's like you'll that structure and how to tap into that structure to create that system to activate that within yourself will be structured, if you will. You'll have that foundation to tap into that moving forward. It's not just going to be like some type of one-off type thing. Yeah, with that moon in Taurus too, that definitely alludes to that, because Taurus is, earth and grounding and really a foundation, but also can be looked at as stubborn, right? So it's like you're holding that energy once you connect with it. Yeah, we're going to move along into 23, and man, that is super bright. I can't.
Yeah, 35, 56.
23, 35, what is it, 56? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
23, 35, 56.
I call myself finding something better. So that's why I was doing all the chart changing. So you got it. You got it. I'm going to find something else. Go ahead. You good.
You're good. It's my last testimony, man. The moon will be squaring Saturn, right? And that's, they're both respectively at 10 degrees, 12 minutes. The moon is in Taurus in the 8th. Saturn is in the 5th house and in Aquarius. So, yeah, like just to keep it a band, right? Bed pleasures, like creative bed pleasures, like structured creative. You might be restructuring and being creative with your with how you get busy behind the scenes. And for what it's worth, it doesn't have to just be with bed pleasures. That could be anything that you do behind the scenes. Maybe you're a producer, you're finding more creative ways to, to work with your production more.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I bear witness to your testimony too soon? Did I bear witness to your my two in the future? My head of okay, I yield.
Yes.
For real, I receive it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but so that there is a square there, right? So let's see, building behind the scenes with mother could somewhat conflict with foundational principle of things, right? Hidden feelings or feelings that you're keeping secret, and you value these feelings. That's why you keep them secret, but that holding it secret may conflict with creating the unconventional structure that you seek to create. You know what I mean? So be true to yourself, you know what I'm saying? And once again, face any squares head on so that you can use them as stairs. Turn the squares to stairs, you know what I'm saying? So when you see these potentials for conflict, see how you can work with the energy in order to use them to build instead of to use the energy to stand in your way. So that building behind the scenes can be done so long as you honor your truth and know when to express that versus keeping it hidden. Although it's like still, because it's 8th house, not everything is to be seen. But there's definitely some restructuring going on here.
Slime.
I'm gonna yield. Is that back to you?
Yeah, but that was excellent. That's not how I was changing. I was just getting ready for it. You could still went in if you wanted to, but we can. I'm ready to wrap these two up, so I can, bro. So we'll be done, I guess, in the next 15 minutes or less.
You got it, bro.
Yep. Islam. Yeah, I mean, this is great. I can't wait to go back and look at it. You know what I mean? While I'm doing the graphic design for our thumbnails, man. So yeah, this is going to be great. So with that being said, and thank you everyone that showed up, is viewing and watching as we're going along, or you making comments there. I know I don't really be in a chat like that, but gratitude indeed for all you that are sincere and showing up and checking us out and things of that nature. All right. So in continuing, so we can get to these last two testimonies. All right. Sunrise rather, for the 15th December 2021, right? That's 3 days after, Brother Corey said, it's 3 days after the greatest day in the world for him. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm honored to delineate the Wednesday after the greatest. No, I'm joking, man. just putting it out there, man. Just really great energy. So, and looking at that lunar conjunct Uranus, though, look at that. Look at that, man. So securing the astrology, right? That's the first thing that we're going to be looking at. So let me get the Luna and the Uranus up here. Come on down. Okay, here we go. There's the Uranus, right? And they're going to be doing the conjunction dance. All righty. So some people call that the La Bamba, right? And that one, let me stop. Does that say January 11th? Are we on the air? That's what I'm looking for at 50 and 38, right? That's what I'm looking for there for right here. And it's in the seventh house. Very, very interesting. All right. So what do I have here, guys? So when Luna, in its exaltation sign, because Luna is exalted at 3 degrees Taurus. However, its exaltation sign is Taurus. So Luna is going towards Uranus, and Uranus is going towards Luna as this is happening, because Uranus is appearing retrograde from our perspective. So from our perspective here on Earth, that's what it would look like. Even though they're both are going direct, no planet actually moves backwards. It's only due to how we're passing that planet in the orbit, so to speak, in its orbit. Likened unto you passing the tractor trailer. The tractor trailer isn't going backwards, but from your perspective and within your land conveyance in which you're traveling, when you look out the window, since you're going past it because you're moving faster than the tractor trailer appears to be moving backwards. And that apparent backwards motion is called retrogradation. So that's what's happening here at 11 degrees, 19 minutes. All right. So so Luna and Uranus, all righty, the home and sharing, right, planets, or the home celestial body, which is the moon, and the sharing with a group and gaining celestial body, which is Uranus, which is a higher octave of Mercury, actually, which is assisting co-rulership with Saturn in contemporary times of modern astrology. However, when we look at something like this, and we're looking at a higher octave pertaining to Mercury here, right? What we can really see happening here in the 7th house in the 4th lunar mansion, which is titled the Follower. It's good for enjoying. It's good for actually employing others. It's really good for pest control too. You want to handle some pest control. You guys need some things handled. When the moon's in the 4th house, or there's this energy dealing with, 4th lunar mansion, or any energy dealing with 4th lunar mansion energy, it'd be really good. So you guys can schedule pest control for the 15th December. However, as a caveat, try pest control where you can rid the pests from your home without killing them. Example, if there's a mouse in the house and I need to catch a mouse, I'll use a sticky pad trap instead of a trap that can hurt them. The reason why we use the sticky pad trap, because you can put olive oil on a sticky pad trap and put it on the sticky pad trap and help the mouse get off the trap. Once you take it outside, of course, but you can use some type of oil, and that oil will combat the tackiness of the actual glue trap. So it'll battle the tackiness of the glue. So that's what I'm saying there as far as pest control. However, we have a means, and I'm relating and sharing some home values here, right? However, what it's really good for, like I said, employing others. So that means that employing others would be the pest control. You're calling someone else, servants worthy of his hire. Hey, come and take care of that. If it's something that you can have pest control that's a humane pest control that's not killing or taking lives. But if you got to do what you got to do, that's on you. Building, investing, and obtaining offices, actually. So you guys could probably find a way here to really allow yourselves, and the office that you might actually obtain may have to deal with architecture or some experimental science type of work. So you may find yourselves, see, architecture and experimental science, man, it just really I'm no cloning. All right, don't do the cloning, even though I think people's DNAs are being changed by them being injected with foreign matter or matter that will radically change what's securing their mind. So therefore, there could be people trying to socially engineer or reconstruct in some way, shape, or form the way that you go about being and breathing. So I would find myself making sure that I am really good in expressing the things that I use to secure myself and sharing and relating those things. However, this is more of a potluck type of outreach. So everyone has to bring their own means of helping and assisting one another. It's that video meme I saw where everybody has the long spoon and they can't feed themselves, but everyone starts to get fed as everyone uses the spoon that they have in their hand to feed someone else, because even though the spoon is too long for them to feed themselves, at least the spoon is long enough to feed the others that are around them. And that's what that is there. That's the whole sharing your values and relating that. So it can really secure a means for you to trust others. Because if you're going to employ someone to do something, you're establishing a trust relationship there. So I would find a way for us to, weed out the shocking things. And how you weed out the shocking things is by being radical. And the term radical etymologically means to descend from the root. So get to the root of things. All right. And you can do that with the moon and Uranus, because the moon deals with roots and Uranus deals with radical. So this way you can do things that are descended from the roots, or things that you may want to incorporate and partner that you may have learned from, as a child from your mom or dad. Those could be considered roots also. And for the last testimony, we have Luna, Sextile, Neptune. All righty, so let's get Neptune on up here. 60-degree aspect for these two celestial bodies. Luna here. All right, and so we have Luna in Taurus in the 10th house in the 5th lunar mansion with a growth opportunity aspect, which is the sextile. All right. To Neptune here. All right, and Neptune is in Pisces in the 8th house in the 28th lunar mansion. All right, now the 5th lunar mansion is good for matrimony, erudition, education, higher learning, making medicine, travel, employment, building, getting your hair cut. So guys, Wednesday, December 15th is a great time to do all your cosmetic stuff. When Luna is in Taurus, which is opposite of Scorpio, it's good to get all your cosmetic stuff done. It's interesting why, please don't get upset when I say this, but you can get yourself all pretty because in about 14 days or in 2 weeks is when you can take all that prettiness that you got done, right, and utilize it to help bring new life to the planet if that's your decision once the moon hits Scorpio. We have a fortnight. A fortnight means 14 days, right? So a fortnight is 14 days. So from a fortnight or 14 days after where you see the moon here, which would be the 29th, I'm pretty sure the 29th, that's when the moon will be in Scorpio. Let me check the calendar here. And yes, I'm correct. It ingresses on the 28th. 15, 16. All right. So what you can do there is take all this beautifying that you can do, prepare yourself for a fortnight, and provided you mothers out there that's checking your moon cycles and doing a rhythm method, if you're in agreement with the sun that you're with or your house binder, husband, partner, life partner, you can actually bring forth life. by the time that moon hits Scorpio. It would yield, though, a Taurus. No, I'm sorry, a Virgo. It would yield a Virgo. So if someone was to have coition on the 28th or 29th, 30th, and they actually conceive child around that time, get ready for your Virgo. Might even be a Libra. All right, so with that being said, guys, right? How did Dion call? Well, anyway, that's at 2020 and 36 when this sextile is happening. See, guys, this is what happens when you secure the institution and grow from it. So how do you secure the institution? How do you take, the status to your inheritance and secure the institution pertaining to your status and inheritance? Well, in this situation, while we're involving the 5th and 28th lunar mansion, it would just really be best to just make sure that we are doing things that are going to keep us balanced. Do all those things that you like to do to have fun and keep you balanced. However, make sure it is on the path towards your spiritual enlightenment, your breath mastery enlightenment. All right. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor there. Thank you all so much for joining us. However, first, let me do this before we get going. Hold on. Let me go back here. And letteth meeth, stoppeth the screen shareth. Everybody, come on, Belly. We all here. Great. Let's see if the share content here, right? On the screen just really quickly. And so that we can just touch bases on it just really quickly. Because this is what we were talking about, and not being responsible for what people think. Right? Is that it? That's not it, right? That's not it. It's on this account, right? It's on our 7 Hill Star account, right? All right, so that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about earlier. All right. So for you guys, like I said, so shout out to Civilitary. Because I just saw it randomly. I was like, oh, snap. I haven't seen Civilitary post in a minute. And when I saw this, I was like, whoa, that is spot on, right? With the Saturn in the top left-hand corner. All right, Cesare Borgia. That's enough of you. So any hoosers, right? Guys, go. First of all, we want to thank you. Thank you all for joining us again for our 7 Hill Star Astro calendar, March, Aries 2021 to February, Pisces 2022, 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. Gratitude indeed and peace be unto you. Time never was when man was not, and we're quoting El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, or Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, some people will say, or El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. Doing religious corporate activity being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. And that is who we honor. And we're very thankful for the reminder that he has brought us, which is why we do what we do here with him at the forefront pertaining to our mind, being pure heart, being sincere intent, being love and honor. We have here at 7hillstar.com where you guys can subscribe now and join our email list. You guys won't be disappointed. We have one of the most lit email lists ever, and it's so many different things that we're thinking about. Mother Sekhmet is always giving me different ideas of what to do when it comes to emailing things and just having just the fun little things that we just talk about in private and just bringing it out to you guys that's within our 7 Hill Star community. So subscribe, give us your email, right, and we'll add you on too. All righty, so guys, you already know when you're coming here with us every cycle, you're checking out our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. You can go back and check out what we had talked about tonight, because Brother Corey did the final testimony for Wednesday last cycle. All righty. And you can see how this cycle turned out. He was correct. When he said, Brother Jag, I don't know about that 3 o'clock. And we didn't go live till about, 6:30 or 7 o'clock-ish p.m. So that was accurate. However, what was funny is the text that made me go, Brother Corey was spot on. You know what I'm saying? Which is, all the brothers are always spot on. It's just that how I get to observe it is, you know, because observational astrology we know is our thing. You know, so shout out to Saptarishi 7, right? So it's like, you know, the observational astrology is like really our thing. To the point where we can, like, it's really big for Sekhmet because she's like, oh, hold on, I can really look at these transits and then look at my day and hold on, because she's excited about actually observing something that the whole time has been there. You know what I mean? However, it's just like, oh man, I can really focus and pay attention to it. So yeah, guys, that's why we do this. Observational astrology is really cool, really fun, really awesome, right? And you guys, you know, also with on the same page of our report, Brother Sean's Mental Magician Astrology Report, his sample with Kendrick Lamar. I have a sample coming up too that we're going to be adding because I think I'm going to get into some very special type of medicine reports that I think a lot of people are going to be looking for and looking towards. And we might take pre-orders for it to see if you guys even want it first.
They do.
However,
they do.
Yeah. However,
no, you won't.
You already know. This is why we really do this every Wednesday. The reason why we're here doing this community service every Wednesday, right? You guys know thyself. All righty. In the process which Mother chose to call upon all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. Your personal full year 7 heel star astro calendar and transits report. The eleemosynary tuition is 180 units in lieu of lawful money, or we will take 180 dimes minted prior to 1964. We will take 180 silver dimes minted prior to 1964, preferably a 1941 or 42 series S would be great. Anyway, we won't go there. But yes, that's the lawful money. The lawful money is the small denomination silver or equivalent in gold that I wouldn't mind putting on my scale and or getting appraised. All right. So with that being said, full year 7 heel star astro calendar and transits report. All righty. And those efforts are based on all 3 of us. So, you know, those will allow us to sow into other people's lives. All righty. When you support 7 heel star, we can do things that we don't have public, that we do privately within our own individual communities, that we can actually sow a seed into other people's ministries and lives also. So do yourself a favor, get that. You won't be disappointed. We always give you more than what you think you're getting anyway.
Every time.
That's how we do business. We much rather you go, dang, I ain't know I was getting all that, man. I ain't expect that. Instead of, man, that's it. I only spent on my bread on this, man. You're gonna feel like you robbed us, actually.
Every single time.
Yeah, every time. And you're like, how are they able to do this and continue? How are they still doing it? That's because we're doing the right things. So anyway, we're doing the right things. The universe definitely, I'm telling you, man, will prepare a table before your enemies. Anyway, so guys, virtual recording studio sessions, you guys can still get your sound font development because, you know, according to Brother Corey's testimony, I'm about to go in. I'm going in. For your guys' public relations, we'll be changing that too. So I won't just say publicity, graphics, and website design. We'll say public relations overall per Mother Sekhmet's request from Illuminance.com. You can also check out her website also. So she's on 2 websites. She big baller, shot caller. Mental Magician, that was a joke. Mental Magician report, right? Brother Sean Aleem L has his presentation there, and guys, you can go back and check out. And I still have to do the graphic design for their pictures, but for right now, the thumbnail shows Brother Benjamin from the Intuition Mondays, because Intuition Mondays is Brother Sean Aleem L and Brother Benjamin Bey. The Wednesdays for a 7-day Tropic Medical Astral Weather Report is myself, Brother Corey Bey, and Brother Terrell Tamari Bey. And then you see all 5 of us on Fridays. It was originally scheduled for just the 3rd Friday of every moon cycle. However, we're going to go with the flow. But Mother Sekhmet had made a suggestion, like, why don't you just go every 3rd Friday? So that was the initial thing. But if we feeling froggy, we're going to leave those lily pads, right? All right. Brother JaguarSolar, the JaguarSolar Astrological Literacy session, all righty, 90 units in lieu of lawful money. The Mental Magician report by January 1, if not as late as by Prophet Noble Ali Solar return on January 8. that will be going up. All righty. It's extra 12 notes by that time. So that's just the introductory. Also for 90 units in lieu of lawful money, AstroCore, and we already told you what you get with Brother Corey. You're going to get the personal training. What you get with Brother Jag, though, with Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, he has a very great, comprehensive knowledge, not only when it comes to the astrology, but he also knows how to bring the principles, the national principles together for people that are missing. If there was a Moor that can reconcile the thoughts in your minds outside of myself or Brother Taj, so to speak, Brother Terrell can really show you why you can see how Caliph Charles Mosley Bey is the Caliph, how he's the defender of the faith, how he actually is backing Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But you guys got to have certain knowledges and certain things to see that really aren't secret. They really aren't. You just got to simplify your thinking, which is what
it's that interest. It's that interest, like you always say. It's the interest level.
Yeah, you got to have sincere interest. Who am I? What's my purpose? Reading is also 90 units in lieu of lawful money. So you guys can see that we equally have something of all of us. You know, it's just we have a different presentation, right? And soon, guys, like I said, the way things that me and Mother Sekhmet have been discussing, man, before you know it, it may be a conference coming to you guys sooner than you think. I think due to the way the energies are, we're considering in the North Carolina State Republic to actually throw our first conference where you guys will be able to do some financing. You know, if you can't do it all up front, we'll probably be making some moves with, you know, some people that can do your financing. Right. So, and trust me, we're only doing that because, you know, Mother Sekhmet really cares about you people really getting it. And she comprehends that you guys still may need a soft bridge to cross. So even though we would rather you give us, you know, lawful money, if you need to do so-called credit financing or whatever, I'm pretty sure she will have some means for you guys to do that for you guys that have not come out of that consciousness yet. So we can still accommodate without compromising ourselves and sacrificing and denationalizing ourselves. Mirror AstroLiteracy session, 153 units in lieu of lawful money. That's a one-on-one, you know, session in you learning with the mirror technique being utilized. And guys, the first and foremost, you know, guys know the class that we always want you guys to get first and foremost. I know you guys have seen while we do this every, you know, and you know, we're all certified. We're 7hillstar.com astrology certified, right? All of us. But when you guys come like here, right, and get your hands on the classes, the first class we always tell you guys to get your hands on is the Astrology 101 Workshop 2020 Google Drive Archive, right? 135 units in lieu of lawful money. I normally don't tell you what it includes, but it does include the first Prophet Noble Drew Ali University AstroCivics Community Meetup. So not only is it just 5 videos, you're transacting for 5 videos. 27 times 5 is 135. So the workshop is 5 videos. But you guys knew I actually threw 13, extra videos, 3 after classes and 10 for the Prophet Noble Drew Ali University. All righty, guys, you see there's other things we have too. Astrology 101 Workshop 2021, the 3 cycles of Zodiacal Review. We had a Synastry and we had the solar arcs and more. We had an Amplified 101 Workshop 2020 where we went in on the solar eclipse and we broke down that solar eclipse that happened in June. We actually, June of 2020 actually, and we like did 12 full classes of that. Our Horary workshop was the Magi Infinity Sphere Astrology on Horary Prashna. All righty, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali's Universities 2 and 3 are right here. Here's 2 right here. AstroCivics Community Meetup, and 3 is Meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his literature. And for those of you that are Moorish American nationals, and after we see your white stone produced before our eyes, you can consider going forward in the 7 Hill Star Astrology AstroLiteracy Sessions Protocol Certification Workshop Intensive, which has been archived also. So all these things are archived, guys. You know what I mean? So we could be on the go, out and about or whatever. And somebody, hey man, can I get that workshop? Yeah, what's your email? We'll just add your email. And after we get the notification that you transacted your eleemosynary tuition. All righty. So that'll be, you know, easy for you to get it anytime. And by it being on Google Drive, you guys can study anywhere, anytime on the go. All right.
Indeed.
So with that being said, I yield the floor to my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased. Any questions, comments, suggestions, announcements
do those things that you've just been suggested to do, and observe for yourself. And definitely get the workshops, and consult some astrologers. Get some plans. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Islam.
Yes.
Stand on principle. Love is the first principle. Learn to love instead of hate. Learn to love yourself. Study yourself. Use the astrology as a tool for self-study and navigation.
Islam. Be
Islam.
yourself. Be yourself. Know yourself.
Be yourself and
donate.
All righty, y'all, get some rest. Mother Sekhmet and I and Surya are on our way to get some water. So we're gonna run down the road, get that agua, and
Islam.
and it is what it is, skis, right? It's only 9:26 post meridian, 21:26. Look at that, it's still early. All righty, y'all. Love my bros, my magnificent bros. Everyone, have a great evening. Rest and recharge well. Namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love.
Islam.
Be yourself and don't hate.
Yeah, don't hate.